Hello, my fellow internet user. It is I, Maury, and today I present to you a webcomic. So, I was scrolling through Comic Fury, looking for nothing in particular, when I found the topic of today's video, Demon Hunter Hagen. This comic piqued my interest with the art alone. I mean, look at it. It's a beautiful watercolor piece with so much detail in the backgrounds. So after staring at the glorious cover for some time, I decided to give it a read. As previously stated, this comic is called Demon Hunter Hagen. It is written by Marta Ratun Persona, or Marta Solosi. And the description provided by the author describes the series as, and quote, "Now Hagen knows the Church of Twilight has never been a safe place for him. But after so many years serving faithfully to the Church, how is he supposed to escape from his past and start anew? All he knows is killing demons." End quote. The story seems to deal with the themes of isolation, past trauma, and the big gay, I think. And at this point, if the art alone has piqued your interest, then give it a read. This is your spoiler warning. I will be spoiling the main events of the first arc. That is up to chapter 8. This is your last warning, so go read the comic. The story begins with its titular character, Hagen, as he stares out into the distance, taking drags from a cigarette. His mother is dying, but he decides to speak with her one last time. From their conversation, we learn that he and his mother had a strenuous relationship. Hagen is a human-elf hybrid. He seems to resent his mother for that, and he never felt safe at home, nor at the Church of Twilight he was part of, where he hunted demons. He decides to leave everything behind and begin anew with his close friend Chorus. She is a demon-elf hybrid with necromancy abilities. Together they head to the Elf Kingdom to work as body recovery agents from dungeons. As they wander around the kingdom, they are stalked by a mysterious someone. After celebrating their new lives as corpse recovery, Hagen later sneaks off back to the dungeon where he encounters and fights his mysterious stalker. They seem to have a grudge against Hagen because he murdered their sister, and unfortunately, Hagen loses the fight, leaving poor Chorus to come find him. After somehow recovering from severe neck trauma, Hagen returns to a church and meets with the princess and his friend Alan. It is unclear to me if it is the Church of Twilight or not. Maybe it'll be specified later. Now, if that summary sounded brief and extremely vague, that's because it is. And that's because I don't like it when people repeat the story verbatim. And this is not a summary channel, this is more of a "this is what I found" channel and review. I did leave a lot of details out, so if any of that sounded interesting to you, or you like the art, go give it a read. It's free, and I left a link in the description. Now, this is where I start to sound a little mean, since I am reviewing what I read, and that means I also gotta come clean. I stopped reading after chapter 8. I adore the watercolor art, the moody and atmospheric backgrounds, the overall color palette and choices flow together so wonderfully. It's so beautiful to the eye. But as much as I like the art, the story isn't doing anything for me. I don't want to say it's bad, since art is subjective, but I just don't care about the characters. The series is called Demon Hunter Hagen, but we don't see him doing any demon hunting. I guess we kinda do in chapter 6, but he kinda sucks at it, despite being the only thing he knows. He is strongly opposed to anything coitus related, and he is very childishly repulsed by it, almost throwing up at the idea. And sure, it's characterization, but we learn that he and Chorus became friends because they joined a street brawl defending coitus workers' rights. That seems a little weird going from nearly barfing to joining a brawl defending the thing that makes him want to barf. But maybe I'm just nitpicking. It did seem a little inconsistent to me. I like Chorus's design, especially how she has different outfits every chapter. She has a very bubbly and friendly personality, but I don't find her to be very compelling either. She's a demon-elf hybrid, and she has necromancy abilities and uses it to communicate with the dead, which is cool. But we are told there's strong racism in the world, and presumably the main target of that are demons, since the Twilight Church hunts them, but we don't really see how or if Chorus is affected in any way. She could have an interesting relationship with her being part demon, but as far as I have read, it goes unexplored. The church racism thing seems like a weird plot point to me, since we don't see any active discrimination. We're told the Twilight Church is evil, but we never get to see anything about it. Like, we know they're bad since Hagen says so, Chorus said so, and the Hunter of Hunters said so before the fight. We just don't see anything. The dialogue at points feels a little wonky. How do I describe it? It's like at certain points, especially between Hagen and Chorus, it's like listening to two BFFs with no boundaries and with a lot of inside jokes I'm not privy to. I think it may have been done intentionally to further emphasize to the reader the level of comfort between Hagen and Chorus, but it just feels weird reading it. It doesn't threaten the narrative integrity at all, it's just something that I noted. I guess my biggest issues with the comic is the lack of show don't tell. We are told a lot about the world and the characters, but we don't really get to see anything. The author may have corrected all my critiques in the second arc with the new disabled characters, therefore rendering all my issues invalid, but you have to let me know in the comments. Even though Demon Hunter Hagen's writing isn't my cup of tea, it doesn't mean it's a bad series. I mean, seriously, the art is gorgeous. Even though I stopped reading, it doesn't mean you have to. Seriously, give it a shot. It could be your new fixation. And if the author, Marta, if you're watching this, please don't stop creating art. Your illustrations are beautiful. And as always, I have been your host, Maury. Have a good night.